Want an edge that makes size and rank less important? These 5 forgotten Kung Fu secrets are practical, trainable, and built to turn smart preparation into real-world advantage. Mindset wins before fists fly. Approach a fight thinking in terms of problems to solve, not obstacles to smash. Observe more than you strike. A calm, patient fighter sees patterns and forces mistakes from even the best opponents. Treat the exchange like a close-quarters chess game where tempo and small positional gains matter more than single big blows. Confidence paired with humility keeps adrenaline from hijacking decisions and lets you pick the right responses. Remember, advanced fighters are refined technicians, not infallible beings. They can be baited, hurried, or misled. Small tactical wins, a forced step, a clipped guard, a momentary off-balance, compound into openings. Practice reading breathing, weight shifts, and eye lines. Those micro cues tell you when to act. A stratagem-focused mind turns technique into real-time tactics that can neutralize a belt's raw advantage. Timing often beats raw speed. It's the difference between hitting air and hitting opportunity. Work rhythm disruption into drills. Accelerate, hesitate, and reverse cadence so your body becomes unpredictable. Even a half-second pause or an anticipatory burst can turn an expert's counter into an error. Train with a metronome or partner to internalize multiple cadences and make tempo changes habitual. Remember that timing compounds with distance. Enter at the sweet moment, not just when you want to hit. Short, well-timed taps that interrupt structure beat prolonged, telegraphed attempts. Against a black belt who expects textbook sequences, your strange timing becomes a tactical equalizer. Make timing a deliberate skill, drilled and tested under fatigue. Footwork isn't merely moving. It's storytelling that convinces an opponent to commit where you want them to. Small, subtle steps and weight shifts hide intent while changing attack lines, and micro-pivots convert straight-on force into diagonal advantage. Train false weight transfers and micro-steps, so your entry looks harmless until it lands you in an advantageous angle, where strength is weaker and control is harder. Practice leaving and re-entering range deliberately, so movement becomes a weapon, not an escape. Good footwork reduces the need for power. Geometry creates openings that torque and technique exploit. Use angles to make their best tools less effective, and combine motion with sudden stops to bait counters. Distance control is the tactical framework. Master it, and you choose which tools are available in any moment. Close enough to neutralize long-range specialists, far enough to avoid clinch traps. That sweet spot is elusive, but decisive. Use short, touch-and-go entries, strike, withdraw, reassess, to test reactions without committing fully. Feigned retreats lure forward lunges that expose the chest or hips, then intercept with short, angled counters. Work live drills that force you to win the position, not just land a hit. Positional wins lead to safer follow-ups. Train with partners who vary reach and style so you learn to adapt distance organically. Good range management turns a chaotic fight into a sequence of manageable decisions. Breath is a practical performance tool. It governs power output, recovery, and clarity of thought in the moment. Diaphragmatic breathing keeps the core stable and prevents early exhaustion in high-intensity exchanges. Learn to exhale on impact to secure structure and reduce the chance of getting winded after flurries. Practice breathing under simulated stress, sprints, pad rounds, and situational drills, so control remains during real conflict. Use breath rhythm to time entries or mask telegraphs. A quiet, consistent breath pattern is harder for an opponent to read. Poor breathing disrupts posture and balance, which a savvy fighter will exploit. When you breathe well, you think better and fight longer. When textbook punches hit an ironclad guard, unconventional strikes create the cracks smart fighters need. These are short, angled, and often low-commitment strikes. Ridge hands, forearm taps, palm heel jabs, and targeted knuckle probes, designed to disturb structure rather than finish. Use probing taps to break rhythm, test defense, and create hesitation in an expert's timing. Train to strike off-balance positions, from pivots half steps, or while circling, so the attack comes from unexpected platforms. Such strikes are excellent for creating space or setting up follow-ups like sweeps or joint manipulations. Against experienced practitioners, a disruptive hit that forces a guard adjustment is worth more than a wild haymaker. When used judiciously, they collapse an opponent's defensive confidence. Pressure point concepts in Kung Fu are tactical leverage, not mystical shortcuts. Small, precise contacts change behavior quickly. Light, accurate pressure to soft targets, the jaw hinge, collar area, or ribs, can disrupt breathing, focus, or balance for a split second. The objective is to induce hesitation, break posture, or force a reaction you can exploit, not to cause lasting injury. Wrist turns, thumb pressures, and small joint manipulations create compliance without relying on brute strength. In practical scenarios, a well-placed nudge can make a highly trained opponent pause long enough to escape or counter. Always use such techniques ethically and legally. The goal is survival and control, not harm. When refined, these minute influences multiply into decisive moments. The decisive moments often happen in transitions. The instant a strike becomes a clinch or a clinch dissolves into a scramble. Train fluid entries that allow quick grips, frames, and escapes rather than prolonged wrestling you can't win. Learn to create micro-leverage with hand placement and head position, so you can off-balance an opponent without raw strength. Break falls, hip posture, and grip escapes are essential, so you aren't helpless if a black belt drags you into grappling. Work combos that end with positional resets. Strike, clinch, disengage, re-angle. Transitional drills should be continuous and situational. Repetition without intention cements habits you might regret under pressure. Drill with clear objectives each round. Break sessions into focused modules, timing drills, breath conditioning, angle entry work, and transition flow. Rotate them weekly. Use progressive resistance. Start with slow technical practice, add speed, then add unpredictability and fatigue so skills hold up when taxed. Record sparring sessions and review them to spot rhythm leaks and distance errors you miss in the moment. Train small layers, a breath cue, a footwork pivot, a short strike, and learn to chain them into reliable sequences. Smart drilling turns forgotten secrets into dependable tools when it matters most. These 5 Kung Fu secrets aren't mystical shortcuts. They're practical, trainable, and designed to level the playing field against a technically superior opponent. Train them deliberately, safely, and with respect. The goal is to survive smarter, not to prove dominance.